All right, let's see. We get Jonathan in here. Cousin Shane in here. Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Doing good, man. How are you?
God, I'm getting old, Mike. I'm getting old. I'm looking at this 8 o'clock, and I'm like,
So,
I'm not ready for football yet. I mean, I am, but just not for the times.
yeah, I was just thinking, Shane, how funny would it be? We wait all off season, and what if we kick the bucket right here before the eve of college football? You know what?
Oh well, let's don't put that evil on me there, Mike. I think I got. That's what I was telling the wife here. I was like, I think I got that COVID again. Just exhausted, but
Well,
whatever.
third time's the charm, Shane. Let's get down to business. We already got people trying to get in here and ask questions.
Yeah.
This is going to be the final week where we don't really have our eye on the games that are going to be coming up the next day. So I thought it'd be fun, Shane, to just the biggest upset that you are ready to go on a limb and predict right now, and it could be your team, could be any team. But I posed this question to you already, so I hope you got one. I've got a pretty good one. I want to hear what you have to say first.
I went ahead and got two because I just felt like one wasn't enough, Mike. Listeners of the show know that I am not a fan of this Utah team. I think they're overhyped. I'm not buying in. You look at what they did last year, and everybody wants to hang their hat on the Oregon games because they were able to win two of those. But what if Oregon wasn't good? This isn't the same Oregon team that beat Ohio State. I think if those teams would have met at the tail end of the season, Ohio State would have kicked their ass. So, me, Mike, I got Florida Gators, Utah, first upset of the year. It's going to be week 1 down in the swamp. Those boys don't know what's going to hit them. I think it's going to be hot. I think it's going to be rowdy. This is a hungry fan base ready for some victories, and I think that's where we get our first upset. The second one, Mike, this one's not as sexy, but I like Vanderbilt over Ole Miss. We've been talking about Coach Lee's first SEC victory. I think it comes in the form of a Vanderbilt victory. The scheduling on this Ole Miss opens up with 4 easy wins, and I think it's fool's gold. Then they come to Kentucky. I don't know exactly how that was going to play, but let's say they lose it. Then do the wheels spiral off? I'm saying yes. I think Vanderbilt gets their first victory. A lot of people are not talking about the Commodores, but I think when we watch the game against Hawaii, you're going to be surprised just how well they can move the ball. So that's going to be my 2 upsets for the season.
Man, so it's good to know you're already shit-faced on this call, predicted Ole Miss to get beat by Vandy, but I like it, Shane. And so how about this one? I've got one, and I've been kicking this back the last couple of days. I'm not very high. I don't know about you, Shane. I'm not very high on LSU, but I could be completely wrong. They've had a lot of transition on that roster, and obviously the coaching staff, so they are a complete wild card. But I have said I think LSU is going to be a lot better by the end of the season than they are the front. And when we're looking for landmines, Shane, I think there's one that everybody in the country is overlooking. Alabama at LSU. I think Brian Kelly gets his signature win by beating Alabama. How about that?
Now, I mean, these are bold takes, Mike. We're calling them upsets for a reason because it's not expected. So, just how confident are you with that pick? Because I will tell you this: I'm a little bit more confident in the Florida game than I am the Vanderbilt, obviously. But I would still not put money. Like if it was a money line, I'd still be afraid to put money on this thing. So how confident are you that LSU has the opportunity to beat a team like Alabama?
Not confident at all. Okay. This is just. I think LSU could be a hell of a lot better. Basically, is what I'm saying than what we're saying. So hey, I'm putting it out there. LSU, they'll show up for that game with Brian Kelly. But we got a couple questions here. Tub Club.
One thing I like about that LSU just. They do have the open.
Yeah.
So does Alabama, but I don't know. Maybe it's a game they overlook. So all right.
We got Tub Club in here.
Yes, sir. This is Bubbles of Tub Club. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. So my question for you guys is, I think Mississippi State is a little bit under the radar this year. Obviously, they're not going to do. They're not going to win their division, but you see over under 8.5 wins on their schedule.
Well, we're already messing with the theme already. Biggest upsets is what we're
Yeah.
talking. But yeah, man, we've been all over.
Sorry.
We've been all over Mississippi State. I think what's the over under? You said 8.5.
I think you can get an 8.5. But I'll tell you this: one of my big upsets. I apologize for getting off theme. Is Mississippi State beating Georgia? I believe it's at Georgia.
I've heard that one thrown around a little bit, Mike. This is not the first time I've heard it. Me and Mike were big on Mississippi State Bulldogs this year, and I think a lot of people are overlooking this program. Bringing back a lot of starters. Coach Leach seems to always do well in year 3. So I don't know. I'm high on them. It's a tough conference, obviously, but you're going to the East to beat Georgia. That'd be a hell of an upset, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of split the difference here. I think I'll go over on Mississippi State win total, but I can't go as far as to say they're going to beat Georgia. That game actually is at Mississippi State, so they'll have the advantage of the cowbells, but they're going to need a hell of a lot more than some cowbells to beat Georgia, who I think is going to be a lot better towards the tail end of the season than they are at the beginning. And this is a game that's later in the season.
Mike shitting on that idea, even though he's good with LSU beating Alabama. What are you drinking over there, Mike?
Shane, we got your new favorite follower here, Cock Commander, on the line. Let's see what he's got to say.
Oh, come on in.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? I'm the compliment.
Well, that guy's wasted.
Hey, I just wanted to say that South Carolina sucks and Arkansas is better. Those kids are rappers. He sucks. Shut your ass up. Arkansas is about to win the national championship.
Was that Jonathan?
Have we seen him in the same movie?
That was pretty wild. All right, let's get Jeremy in here. Jeremy's up next. You just have to unmute yourself here, Jeremy.
Hey guys.
Good luck topping that, Jeremy. Good luck.
Well, that's what's bad. I too am an Arkansas fan. I'm kind of embarrassed to follow that Arkansas fan, but no. Biggest upset. I think Arkansas is going to beat Alabama. I think we're going to be 4-0 heading into that week, and I think ESPN Game Day will be there, and we were within 7 last year at Alabama. I think our running game is going to be unstoppable, and that'll open up some cheap passes downfield. And I think Alabama still wins the West, but I think we do beat them that one game, and there will be a SEC fine of $500,000 because it'll be like our 4th time in 2 years.
Money well spent.
Our athletic director, Hunter Yurchik, already told the students, you all have permission to rush the field when we do that.
Yeah,
it will happen.
That's a game that Shane and I have been talking about for a couple weeks now. We're very fired up for it. We're already on record. Well, thanks to Jonathan, actually. If Alabama and Arkansas are undefeated, we're going to do what we can to be at that game. We've already got sponsors trying to line us up, engagements to get down there and have a good old time. So, hey, I'm right.
So we got Walmart, Tyson's in Arkansas. We can get you some spots.
There we go. Our podcast eligible for NIL? I don't know, but if they are, we'll be down there.
We'll make that happen.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all's show. I just want
Yeah, absolutely.
Love the content, and it's not like Paul Feinbaum is. He has occasionally interesting conversations, but most of the time it's just bluster from idiots. And to have y'all's content is greatly appreciated, and I appreciate the work you put in.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
Tell the wife thanks for letting you get it on.
Yeah, she doesn't know I'm out in the pool area. I'm not aware that I'm even on, so let's keep your voices down, guys.
All right, looks like we got Andy in here now. You got to unmute yourself, Andy.
Oh, hey, Mike. What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I was going to say, Cock Commander. I'm an Arkansas fan, too. Dude, don't ever request to speak. What the hell was that? Don't you see that, though, when you got other fans online and they're just saying some wild shit, and you're like, dude, you need to relax. Calm down, calm down.
He's had a couple beers, I would imagine. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's usually a volunteer fan.
Yeah.
Usually I'll hear it and I'm like, damn it, here we go. again.
Yeah, no, I like both fans though. So it's funny between Arkansas and Tennessee online. But hey, I was just gonna say, piggybacking off of that greatest upset, every Arkansas fan is gonna tell you that Alabama game. What I will say is this: if anyone likes to gamble, Hogs getting over 2 touchdowns. I saw that plus 17.5. That'll be a wild line. I think for anyone out there, that'll be. I don't even gamble, but I love that. I love us getting a bunch of points, especially given our performance last year in Bryant Denny. But other than that, guys, appreciate everything you guys do. I love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love you guys.
Hey, before you jump off, man, I want to ask. So you think the Alabama Arkansas, that's the upset? Do you think they beat Texas A&M too? Is this like a package deal?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think we do. Beat A&M after they lost last year. They're gonna want to come out. They're gonna want to come out and win this game. But I think we do it. I think we go back.
Okay. All right. I love it. I love it. And momentum train rolling down there.
Yeah, and that game in Jerry's World is always insane. So I think we do it, man.
I love it.
Well, hey,
Thanks, guys.
we got an Auburn Aussie on here. Let's get him in here. But let me just say this, Shane. I mean, all this confidence from Arkansas fans, I do like it. But I wonder if, if they're going to steamroll Alabama, who in the hell are they going to lose to?
Isn't it crazy? I mean, I can't wait for the day when beating Alabama is not considered an upset. It's just another good game. But every time, it's like this. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. It's just kind of taking the fun out of it. But when you beat them, man, it is fun to talk about.
Yeah, we're still waiting. All right, we got Auburn Aussie over here. He's muted. You got to unmute yourself.
Oh man, I was just trolling the Auburn space. It's your boy Ozzy Maverick. I may or may not be the comp commander, but here's the thing. There's 2 commonalities I hear on why Arkansas is going to get the business this year. It sucks. Mostly from some big old fat redneck from Barstool Sports, Brandon the Milkman Walker. But listen, the schedule is difficult. I will tell you, I am on the over 7 wins at minus 125. It's up to minus 130 right now. Listen, losing Treylon Burks, you can't replace him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is what it is. However, our receiver core is really underrated. You know, you got a guy like Warren Thompson's going to have a breakout year. Hazelwood came in as one of the top prospects in the country from a few years ago. I think he's going to connect. And then you also look at a guy like Trey Knox, who last year transitioned to tight end for the first time, has had a year in the weight room to get built. He's doing good. But this is what Arkansas is going to do this year. We're going to line up, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to run the ball down people's throats with that offensive line who has a combined 100 starts with each other. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Our identity is going to be running the ball. Of course, KJ Jefferson, he had a good season last year, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, some rushing yards. And the one question I had actually coming in was the defensive line. But then you hear from a guy like Sam Pittman, and Sam Pittman, the thing I like about he doesn't bullshit you or have coach speak. The moment Chad Morris opened his mouth at the first press conference, when he said left lane hammer Douglas, I knew that shit was about to be a big problem. But I didn't know it was going to be a year and a half. But nevertheless, he said at SEC Media Days he thinks we're going to be better at defensive line this year than last year, which really surprised me considering how good John Ridgeway was to Trey Williams. But I don't think we can beat Alabama. I don't think we will beat Alabama. I'm going to be real. But we have the talent on this year's team to do so. This is not going to be a double-digit game. And
who's your biggest upset, though? That's the question.
You talking about for Arkansas or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general.
Well, if I had to pick one, there's two. One of them is a homer pick. The other one's definitely not. My homer pick, I wouldn't really say beating Texas A&M is an upset because they don't even know who their starting quarterback is right now. Just addressing what you said earlier.
Maybe that means they got 2 awesome quarterbacks, though.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you from experience. When you hear that, just go ahead and know your ass don't have a quarterback. But I'm gonna tell you, I think Arkansas has the capability of beating Alabama, but I think the upset of the year is gonna be when the Mississippi State Bulldogs beat the Georgia Bulldogs. Listen, I was in Athens. Okay,
We need to get some
I got
Georgia
marked
people
out.
in here. Everybody hates Georgia in here. What's up with that?
They already
Listen,
left.
I understand they won the national championship, but I'm telling you, I'm a better quarterback than Stetson Bennett is. I promise you. Okay, 33 years old, won 215, no question. I'm telling you, he had a great fucking off the team last year. Believe me, that was an absolute ass whipping. But lost a lot of talent. Another year under Mike Leach. I really am high on them. I'm also on the Mississippi State over. Shout out, Lounge Dog. Have a good night.
I appreciate you, Ozzy.
Well,
And we got Justin in here. Let's get Justin in here. Man,
I thought
Georgia's
the
losing.
commander was back in
Georgia's losing everybody, aren't they?
No.
Georgia's
they're
going
not.
down. Alabama's going down. I mean, what is there any? I guess I'm the only one that's come up with any different upsets. I'm just curious.
Let's.
You know, 14 teams. Is there anybody else
Let's-
that's up against the race?
I got somebody for him. You know, I could homer all day, but I'm not because I'm going to love you guys' show just like you guys love me. You know, I went back to the ESPN schedules and looked. Oh, I didn't say hello to you guys. What's going on,
What up?
Mike? What's going on?
What's up,
Shane? How
Justin?
you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
How's that weight reduction coming?
Man, I took the quarter panel off the other day, so it's looking all right. It's looking a little naked right now.
Good. Mine's not. I ripped into a bag of Little Debbie's earlier. So I'm going the opposite route.
I can dig it. Hey, I saw that you were sick earlier, Mike.
Yeah.
Man, you should make yourself a hot toddy.
Oh, that's what I'm doing as soon as I hop off the line here.
I can dig that. I can dig it. But
So who's your big upset this year?
hey, I feel like since we're talking about teams getting better further on in the year, South Carolina might come along a little further along in the year. I'm looking at week 8.
I'm saying week 2, right?
Yeah. They're not going to be ready for week 2. I'm looking at week 8 at that Texas A&M game. Texas A&M has to go to South Carolina. That can say a lot for Texas A&M because they would have had to play some of their toughest games already.
Yeah. They beat the hell out of them. It was like 50-3 last year, though.
Hey, they got to come with a new quarterback this year.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to come with a new
That's true.
quarterback this
I
year.
like it. Hey, it's a bold take. Maybe it's right. I don't know. That's the thing. South Carolina, and LSU. Those are the two programs I have the most questions about.
Correct.
I just don't know. I just don't know how to rank them. I don't know how to talk about them. I don't want to gamble on them or anything. But I will tell you, man, there's a lot of excited folks over there in Columbia, and they think they got something special. So who knows? Maybe that is the big upset.
And they should.
Maybe that's South.
They should.
Yeah.
I mean, their coach, you can't hate their coach. He's A1 all the way.
All right, appreciate you, Justin. We got RG on here now.
All right. Y'all were looking for some Georgia boys. Let's go. Come on, go Dogs. Go Dogs. Let's go. All right.
Hey, RG, before you give us your upset, what do you think all these Mississippi State fans thinking they're going to beat the national champions
Let me
here?
tell you what. Bulldogs, get that shit out of here. Come on now. Cowbell don't mean shit. Come on. Y'all seen Kirby for the past few years now. He's gonna handle his business. I don't know what kind of medicine or bullshit these people are taking, but Georgia's gonna go in there. Yeah, the Cowbells will be distracted for what, a quarter or something. After that, come on now, give me the Bulldogs. Let's be realistic here. I love all this. Georgia's number 3 in the nation, AP, coaches poll, whatever. Fuck that. They're gonna, I'm telling you, they're not ready for it. But let me get to this. Georgia's upset for this year, upsetting Alabama or Arkansas in the SEC championship. That's the upset right there for the Bulldogs.
Ain't even worried about regular season, Mike. already worried about the SEC championship.
Don't even need to play it.
We got 12 games to get ready for Bama, and then that 13th game when it's against Bama, boom, let's go to the playoff.
Yeah, that must be nice. You know what? You just overlook the first 12 on the schedule.
Yeah.
You might as well, it's just scrimmages. You might as well call us Clemson in the
The biggest upset is Stetson winning the Heisman. That's the biggest one.
Thank you, Cousin Shane. Thank you, Cousin Shane. Back me up there. That's the biggest upset for Georgia this year.
All right.
How many tears will be cried because Stetson wins the Heisman?
I appreciate
I love it.
Thanks for showing back up, RG.
Oh, no worries. I love everything y'all do. Keep it
Thank you,
up.
man.
How about Jotha? We're at the 20-minute mark. That's when he usually chimes in with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get us canceled.
The one that was talking about South Carolina and Texas A&M, I'd even go further. I think this is the year South Carolina beats Clemson.
Ooh.
I feel like we've said that 3 or 4 years in a row, though.
Yeah, but I mean it this year. Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah, I think it's happening this year.
And Dabo quits. Goes
Right.
to the NFL.
And
Figured
quits
he-
dancing.
Since all the players are starting to get paid now, he ain't going to hang out.
Take his career to the TikTok.
We got any other questions? I don't think we do. Let's see.
All right.
We got a bunch of
Where's
people.
Jay?
Huh?
Get Jay Dalton on here. Where's his
No.
hot take?
Not till he signs up with Wager can he speak.
Yeah.
Hey, Ollie, you're on here. What about Kentucky? What's their biggest upset?
You know, he'll come.
Don't say Tennessee.
He'll come in here and say, "Okay, here we go. We got Spencer.
All right, here we go.
He's got them red eyes." You in here, Spencer?
Yeah, I'm in here, Mike. Hey, Cousin Shane, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, good, brother. How you
I
doing?
just wanted to let y'all know I'm huge fans. I got my koozie about a couple months ago, and I really appreciate all y'all's work y'all do.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
But, Mike, I know that you're not all big on the hogs now. Wink, wink. But, so, that was a question for both of y'all. So, I hate to skip ahead because I do understand how daunting the schedule is going to be for Arkansas this year. Say that they go 3-0 in their first 4. They go to Jerry World and beat A&M like they did last year. They catch Bama at a right time and go 5-0. What are y'all's expectations for the Hogs the rest of the way out? Do y'all think they kind of have a hangover game somewhere in the mix, or do you think they have a chance to run the table?
Well, I'll tell you, Mike. For me, if you can get through A&M, Alabama,
Yep.
the scariest team on your schedule is that following week when you got Mississippi State.
Yep.
And that you talk about an overlooked game or a pothole or a trap or whatever you want to call it. Mississippi State ain't playing around this year, and if you come in ill prepared or just beat up from those first 2 games, you could easily drop the Mississippi State game. That's a top 25 program easily.
Now let me throw this out there to you, Shane. No, I bet you don't know the answer to this. There's only 2 teams that Sam Pittman in the West that he's not beaten yet. Do you know Alabama's obviously one? Do you know the other one?
Mississippi State.
Bringing up some nightmares from the 2020 bonus.
Auburn. So I mean,
and I completely agree. And you kind of look at the schedule last year going into the Auburn game, and I hated the 11 a.m. kickoff.
yep.
You like going up against Auburn at home, but it was just not there. You could kind of feel it the whole game, and that's just every time I feel like they played Auburn.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's a tricky one too. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm not sitting here crazy enough to say Arkansas is going to beat A&M and Alabama. Although I think they've got it in them, but I'm not going to sit here and predict it. But I'm really not going to say they're going to go undefeated. I think they'll lose somewhere. But even if they do, hell, who cares? You have the edge on Alabama and A&M. As long as you don't lose 2, you'll make it to Atlanta.
Yeah.
No,
So
exactly. Well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate everything y'all do.
Absolutely, brother.
Thanks,
for
Spencer.
jumping on.
Take it
Hey,
easy.
Mike, speaking of upsets, how upset is Alan Green right now?
I think he wanted out. I think he.
How worried is Brian right now?
Oh God! I mean, already he was sweating bullets. You know, everybody. We don't like to talk hot seats right now because it's everyone.
Yeah.
You know, this is a time to be excited about your season. I hate all these people that shit on these teams, and they're people that are already looking ahead to the college football playoff. We haven't played a damn game yet. That pisses me off too. That's why we don't talk about that. But hell, Alan Green was his biggest fan there at Auburn. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the latest sign that whoever the hell's up there in power right now at Auburn, it changes. You know, week by week, month by month.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Green, who if you just look around, I mean, these administrators and people in college athletics got a very high opinion of this guy. I know he ruffled some feathers there at Auburn for sure. I've heard there's a backstory, but him and Bruce Pearl don't get along too well. But
Right.
at the end of the day, I mean, you hire these people to run the athletics department. Don't put them in these positions if you're not going to allow them to make decisions that an athletic director is there to make. And again,
Mm-hmm.
who in the hell are you going to get to take that job now that you know that
Exactly.
you know if you don't do what we tell you to do, your ass is gone. And that's basically
Right.
what happened to Alan Green. And I think it's going to happen to Brian Arson too.
Sorry, I mean, we had to bring it up. We had to say something about it. So
Right.
What about Danny White's comment on that?
Well,
You guys see that?
he's buddies with that guy, so you take that with a
Yeah.
grain of salt, you know.
should that have been a DM or maybe a group text or something?
Hey, we got cousin Ollie in here. I don't know if he can hear us.
I got you guys.
Hell no.
You got me?
No,
Yes, sir.
There he is.
Here we go. All these Arkansas fans talking about beating Bama, man. There's a better odds that Josh Heupel becomes a spokesperson for Slim Fast. It's not
Oh,
I'm not going to give any Kentucky what's going to happen with them, but I was looking at the schedule, trying to go through each team, and this is something stupid. Another thing about Vanderbilt, I'm on a Vanderbilt spiel here, but on September 17th, they're going to North Illinois.
mhm.
That's ridiculous. What's an SEC team doing going to North Illinois?
I'll do you one better, Ollie. I believe they're a 13-point underdog in that game or something crazy like that.
They're losing it. The next week they're playing Bama. There is no way that Vanderbilt's going to win a game on the road in North Illinois.
I thought you were about to pick Vanderbilt to beat Alabama there for a second.
Is Vanderbilt going to be any SEC team this year?
No.
Oh,
Tennessee.
What's your mouth?
easy, Mike.
But I like this Clark Lee guy, but they're not going to win, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. You got to keep giving this guy time, and this athletic director and the president or whoever is down there, they got to really support this.
Yeah.
Hey, Ollie, is Kentucky going to beat Tennessee this year?
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Are you going to send me some more bourbon?
I'm going to be in Knoxville in person to pick it up from you. How about that? We go to the store together after the game, and you can take on the shit.
Oh,
I got
thanks for jumping on, brother.
See ya.
All right. Well, hey, looks like we're out of questions here.
Hey, I want to ask you one, Mike.
Uh-huh.
On the Vanderbilt interview you had,
Yes, sir.
one of the interesting comments he made was when they play week 0, they have an option to pick up an extra game. Is that true?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's I don't really know the rationale, but I think it's just because you're playing earlier in the season, you got to start camp earlier and everything like that. So it kind of messes with your schedule so much that teams are allowed to do that. And I know several teams have gone 6 and 7 because of that week's 0 game, and that's what they needed to get to that bowl game.
Yeah, do you think Vandy should have done that?
Hell, I would have.
Schedule?
You know.
I know, to get to a bowl.
But Vanderbilt doesn't always make the best decisions. It looks like we got one more question here. I think he's muted though. Lounge looks like a Mississippi State. You got Kroom up there.
Hey, gotta pay homage to our one and only coach, Nick Saban.
Maybe Tennessee should hire him.
Hey, it couldn't hurt. Anyways, I just want to get y'all's thoughts. Like, y'all think Mississippi State's going to be a sleeper in the SEC West this year, or is it kind of middle of the pack?
No, hell, of course. I think they should be ranked in the preseason. I think it's a joke You know that they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's annual preseason disrespect to Mississippi State. It's not, looking at evaluating what they're bringing back or how they did last year. It's just evaluating name brands and shit like that. I think Mississippi State should be top 20 right now.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm about to say just at Barrett's Lee, it's a tradition unlike any other.
Absolutely. We got.
Yeah, I think they're going to put a lot of teams on upset alert, and I do like their scheduling. I think we get to the tail end of the season, we look back. There's a lot of landmines Mississippi State's going to start or be a part of. Sorry, my beer's kicking in.
See, the thing is, like, they're like 2 or 3 plays away from last year from 9 wins, and literally had a bottom 5 special teams in the country. So, I mean, and you get all those swing games at home, Arkansas, A&M, Auburn. I know I don't think anyone has a clue what LSU's going to be.
Right.
It's just, you never know. Unfortunately, we get Georgia out of the East, so.
Yeah.
But I can see 9-3, honestly. It makes a solid case for it.
So is that what's your upset?
Well,
who they beating?
I could drink enough to say we beat Georgia.
Come on now, I love it.
Listen,
real bulldog.
Give that to me. Watch it be 11 a.m. Starkville. They won't expect a thing.
We're going to save it, so when this happens, like we can go back and say the lounge says they got to get an upset here.
Hey, we got one more, Shane, before we got Danner in here's got a question.
Hey guys, Shane, a lot of people say you're a role model to kids around the SEC. About 2 days ago,
emphasis on roll.
Yeah, you dropped the F-bomb on the podcast. I just want to know what you got to say to the kids out there.
I apologize.
F-bombs now.
My mom
6-year-old throwing it out at my wife. What do you got?
My mom texted me after that one. Yeah, I thought Mike would give me an edit. Nope, left me hanging there. So
that's what cousins are
I
for.
apologize, Mom, for that one.
Hey, we never claimed to be fine, Bomb, that's for sure.
No. Yeah, my grandma said you can have a couple bywords you can get away with, but F-bomb is definitely not one of them.
Hey, thanks for what y'all doing, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You too, man.
All right, Shane, Jonathan, real quick, did we get an upset out of Jonathan? What was his upset? I can't remember.
Yeah, South Carolina over Clemson.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was so good I forgot 5 minutes later, but
pick Alabama and Georgia,
Well,
figured they're ranked that high for a reason.
I know Shane's not feeling too well, so let's cut this thing short. We really do appreciate everybody showing up, and if you missed any of this, we're going to post it as soon as possible. Twitter, it takes like a day for them to get back to us, but we'll post it on YouTube and the podcast feed as soon as possible. But thanks everybody for showing up. Without you guys, there is no show.
Did you hear about the Vanderbilt game? Sold out. All 600 tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's drunk. Yeah, that's a good one. See you guys. And girls.